to obviously family's everything, so one of the reasons I first kind of started this whole journey, I guess, was to be able to make my family proud, especially my mum. For the first, I guess, 4 or 5 years of me trying to build a business online, things went the complete opposite to what I'd obviously intended them to go. I think it was about age 24, I had probably $60,000, $70,000 of debt on credit cards and loans. I hid that reality from everyone, so nobody knew I had all those debts. I'd stopped paying my credit cards, my payments, my loans, because I couldn't afford even the minimum payments on these things. I never confessed of how bad things were, so I was still lying about the extremeness of the debts of the situation. And I just carried on the same path, really. I just carried on as if nothing wrong was happening. I was kind of staying naive to the situation. I didn't face up to how bad things were, and I just continued to try and crack this whole internet marketing business. I continued trying to, I guess, chase this dream as it was at that stage, trying to figure things out, but things just kept going from bad to worse at that point. There was a stage where I actually moved back into my mum's house and was living there. I remember one day she actually opened up one of my letters. I think if I recall rightly, I went sort of came in the kitchen, and one of my credit card statements was opened on the side, and that's when she started to obviously realise something wasn't right. I was ashamed, I was embarrassed. For me to see that she'd seen that, I'd felt like I'd completely let my family down, and that they would be kind of disgusted in me, I guess.
Never been in debt, I've never had a credit card, and I suppose I'd been quite hard at times with him and trying to install this in Dean, not to go down that way and not to gamble. And sometimes we'd have phone calls, people asking for Dean, of which I'd never had before, so I didn't completely understand that either. But I was aware by the phone calls that people were chasing him.
Towards the end of 2008, I actually used the last bit of money I had on a credit card to join a coaching program. And thankfully, that was the turning point for me. I actually got some direct help. Within about 5 weeks of getting that help, I started to actually see some results with my business. So much so, by about, I think it was July of 2009, I was able to actually quit my job. By sort of the end of 2010, we generated hundreds of thousands of dollars in my business, and that was the real turning point.
I never really understood the nature of his job, and he asked me and my husband and my mother to come to Manchester to watch him on stage for the first time, of which we did so. And that was very emotional, and I just couldn't believe how grown up he'd got. He was still my little boy, and really proud of him. I was really proud of Dean when I saw him on stage in Manchester. It made me realise all the hard work he'd been putting in. Had all been worthwhile, and he'd managed to pay all his debt off, and very proud and to see that he was moving forward and so grown up.
Not too long ago, I actually received a card in the mail. I didn't know who it was from. I didn't know, it was just a random envelope that turned up in the post. It was actually a card off my mum. Dear Dean, a quick note to tell you, over the years I've watched you mature continually, pushing yourself and achieving great things. You have exceeded all my expectations of you. I'm so very proud to be your mother. Good luck with the next steps on the ladder at Internet Profits. All my love always, Mum. Yeah, it puts a lump in your throat, it chokes you up, because ultimately, from the very start, that's what I set out to do, is to make my mum proud and to be able to give back to somebody that's sacrificed so much for me over her lifetime. And obviously to receive that was kind of made me feel like I'd really done it. All the money doesn't really mean anything, really. That's the goal. That was the big goal.